Hey guys, you're watching this one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a City. I love watching the chunks load in when you just start up a world like that. There's something mesmerizing about it. Your eyes are all over the place. Anyway, today we're going to be building a water treatment plant because we recently realized that there's no way that this city is actually getting any water, or unless they're drinking seawater that is from the ocean, which is disgusting. So we need some sort of way to filter out seawater and purify or whatever it is into drinkable water. Now, ideally, it would be nice to have this over where the factory, the industrial area of the world is, with the cargo port and the little factories that we've got around there. But there's no free space near the ocean there, and certainly nowhere near big enough for what we need. So I've decided to do it behind the space center here. I have already added a large area, a large platform to be able to build on, because I think we can all agree here that we would rather build an area too big and then just make it smaller once we've built all the buildings than to build it too small and then struggle and have to add bits on all the time. So I've got this area over here that our water treatment plant is going to be. Now, I don't know how exactly we're going to get here road-wise yet. I don't want to have a road that goes around the outside of the space center. I don't want that. And I don't want a really long tunnel that goes through the mountain. I don't think, anyway. I think what I do want to do is have another road like how we have on the other side of the mountain that weaves up here, you know, left and right, and sort of goes up slowly over the top of this part, you know, whoop, and then joins up to that road there just next to that house. See, there's a nice bit of straight road left over, so the road would come down here nice and straight and then weave itself down here, woo, to the bottom. That would be really cool. That would be a really cool sort of rally mountain track to try and get up and down. So I'd done a little bit of research into water treatment plants. I thought, yeah, we'll try and like do a realistic one. Yeah, no, we're not going to. I have no idea what any of these things are, really. We have, obviously, the pipes that go into, like, the ocean or wherever you are. We've got oxidization. I wrote some down because, like, I had no idea what we were on about. Oxidization ponds, clarifiers, aeration tanks, trickling filters, odor control, sedimentation tank, grit removal, and digesters. Now, some of those we could probably work out what they do. But I think we can all agree that let's just build something that looks like a water treatment plant and just looks cool. I think that's the best way to go with this. Let's not try and be too clever in something that we don't really know what we're talking about in. So I want to have, this is obviously the ocean, and I want the ocean to sort of swim into the middle here and have stuff on either side. And I think I want like basically like a squished T shape. So if we select down here, I just made the platform a little thick, if you like, that goes down a little bit. So it's not just one block deep. Let's just say there to there for the minute, and we'll set. I spelled A-U-R, but it still knew what I meant. So we have this going up the middle. That's actually like pretty much exactly what we want. And then I want to have another one, but another rectangle, but it gets a little bit wider here at the top. So let's say something that starts about here, about there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This one. And then we can go as far away as we want then. So I can now click there. Just so we make sure that we get it all nice and even. Let's say there to there. And do the same thing. Right, we'll drop it down further. But that's going to be the shape of the sort of water, how it comes in. So let's drop this down now. And plunk, and plunk, and plunk. Perfect. We'll make it all concrete and not dirt eventually. We'll make nice sort of strong walls because there's going to be a lot of pressure on these. But we're going to have the... Hello, rain. Where the clear. Oh, and I want to fill this up with water, or at least... that's actually a pretty cool idea. This has just sparked my own idea. If we put a little bit of an almost dam control on the front that just lowers the water level down a little bit, that would be cool. So let's make the water this level instead, which is the third block down from the top. It'll take us obviously 2 commands to do that. Replace air with water. Well, I could have done it in 1 command, to be fair. And there to there. Okay, so just let this figure out. So we have the ocean drop down a little bit. We're also very close to sort of flooding ourselves here. So we might want to lift the level up, or at least put a banking or some sort of flood protection around. We'll probably do like a thicker concrete wall eventually for that. But yeah, if we put a little bit of a dam here, it drops the water level down. I think it adds another layer of detail to it for us. So what we want over here now, we're going to make up our own technology for this, okay? We're not going to do these oxidation ponds, clarifiers, aeration tanks, and sedimentary. We're going to do a somewhat like logical, sort of like our own scientific way. So this is seawater. It's salty. We need to pump it out of the ocean into a tank where we first, I think, get rid of the salt. So we want... Do we want that? Yeah. We'll have like little rectangles, let's say. Let's do them, I don't know, 5 blocks back. And I don't know how big they're going to be. Let's build one and then we can just copy them. Set air. That's actually a pretty good size. Maybe a little bit too big or a little bit too wide. Let's drop that back down. Set grass. And a little bit shorter. Set grass. Okay, much better. So about that size. And we have one, hopefully 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3 on the other side. And there's going to be some sort of big pump here with a pipe that runs in. Can we build the pipe now just to give ourselves an idea on how that will look? Now, we do have pipes, obviously, that we used on the submarine recently. They're not quite big enough. I want big pipes. So we're going to be using our own blocks to do that. I think these are just going to be perfect, really, for us. We've got a nice odd number. So we'll sit the pipes on the floor here. But then we'll have a little bit of gap there. So we'll say that. We'll say that. That one. See, they're nice, much bigger pipes instead of being like 1 block thick there. They're sort of actually got a hole through the middle of it. Oop. So the pipe is definitely into the water now. And then that's going to drop down into this one. Or at least pump out into this one. So we could do something like this. Place a bucket of water in there. It'll flow out this way, obviously. And make it look like it's filled this area up once we lower it down a little bit more. Maybe some sort of block here that's holding the pipe on, so it doesn't look like it's just resting on there. A little bit more secure. Let's dig this out a little bit further. It doesn't need to be crazy deep. Let's go down to there. Set air. Perfect. Are we in the center? We're definitely not in the center, are we? It's an 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I'm going to take one away. So the add one to one side will take one away from the other. But I think we'll make it a little bit smaller. I think that makes a lot of sense. It'll look good when they're stacked next to each other then. So we'll have one there, and one there. But then what does it go into? Well, we need to then go into some sort of grit removal. We want to get rid of any rubbish, any plastic bottles or seaweed and all that kind of junk. So I don't know if this is what they actually are, but I have seen at water treatment plants they have giant circle things filled with water with like an arm that like mixes it like in a mixing bowl. and I don't know what it does. I don't know if it in real life, if it aerates or oxidizes it, or there could be an all manner of things that it could actually do in real life. I don't know what they actually do, but we're going to do it so it's going to be like a giant fishing net, and it collects up any junk that we don't want and just makes it water in there. It's still not going to be drinkable water, let's say, because we've just had the salt taken out of it in this one, and in the next one we take the random stuff out of it. So let's try and get this in here somewhere. We're just going to carve a hole into the ground first. Let's do a hollow circle or hollow cylinder made of air, 5 blocks diameter, 1 block high. Oh, I need to probably go down and do that. Oh, not hollow. Solid cylinder. Big enough? No, not really. Make sure we're in the middle. Let's go 7. You know, that's probably enough. Now, we do have a problem. We obviously can't get a circle to each one of these. We're going to have 1, 2, 3 of those. Maybe 4, but 3 would work. So we're not going to be able to have one of these for each of those. So we'll connect maybe 2 up to each one. Can I get 4 of these in? That's what we need to find out. Let's grab that. And grab that. And let's stand on the left corner. Copy. And let's leave 5 blocks in between. Paste. So that'd be 1 with 5 blocks in between. Yeah, 5 blocks in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I stand right here. 5 blocks between. Yeah, so three's what we can fit in. And then let's do 2 circles then. We'll have we'll try and aim it so the edge of one of the circles, that's the middle point. So we want one edge here and one edge there. So we end up with like 3 blocks in between. We'll try and do that. It might take a couple of attempts. Set grass. So that's where we want to get to. So we want to be in line with that. Let's plonk ourselves down into the ground. Good. Nice amount of room around the edge. Sure, I could add like another extra block or 2 if we need to. So that was in line with there. So if I come here now, stay in line with that one, stay in line with that one, do another one. Perfect. So we'll have 2 of those. Again, we now need to drop these down a little bit. We might as well do this the slow method because it's not really that slow. 2, 3. So that's 4 blocks deep. That should be plenty enough for what we need here. 1, 2, 3. And this is going to have like an arm, like I said, like sweeps it around. Where's all the rubbish going to go? We have no landfill or no power generation apart. We have like the wind turbines, but we have nothing that actually transfers that into power. We need to make some sort of power plant as well here, so we'll remember that for another episode. And the same with waste. But what we're going to do with the waste of this water, we're going to have some sort of pump that pumps it out and stores it in somewhere, right? Is that how it works? So let's say that we had 2 pipes connecting these up underneath it, and it pumps it up into a waste cylinder that goes then above ground. So we'll do, for the moment, what do we want to make it out of for the moment? This one, 48 is fine. 48, we want it to be hollow this time. And let's make it a little bit bigger. 9. Yeah, that's a pretty good size, I feel. So let's just speed that up. Another 5 on there. Another 2 on top of that. Sounds about right. And then we'll put a lid on there. and that's where then the waste is stored, plastic bottles, and then we can have like an area where garbage trucks and those kind of facilities can empty it out from that side. We just have to have a pipe that drops down. Maybe I should move this over by a bit. Let's move this over. Let's just shove it that way a little bit. That one. Cut. Paste. There we go. Just so we got a little bit more room here to, I don't know, do a little control building or something like that. But that's going to be cool. We'll have one on that side, one on that side. Loving it. And then what happens? So we've got rid of the salt. We've got rid of the rubbish. We then need to clean it, filter it. So we're going to have a pipe that I'm going to do it in the middle. So both of these round tanks will then join up to a pipe in the middle underneath the ground that then pump it, or above ground. Whatever, if we have room to do it above ground, it'd be cool to have above ground because we've got more stuff going on. And this is going to go into a filter, which is going to be, we're going to do it as a, I think we're going to do it as a channel. And it pumps the water up and into it. Yeah, this sounds quite cool, actually. Again, let's just build it out of this block for the minute. So let's go 5 blocks in from the edge again, so we're not too close. And we have, how far do I want to go here? 5 blocks in from this edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got an idea. It's not realistic by any means, but I do think it's pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we run it down this way. How cool is that looking on the map already? Because they're so straight lines, they're like proper, almost, well, they are, you know, they're human-built lines, they're dead straight. It's going to be a real contrast between the sort of natural look of the island that we've got here. Okay, and then we'll come this way, and we'll make this into a square. Or a rectangle. I don't know how near square this is going to be. Actually, on the map, looks really close to being an exact square. We might only be a block or two out. It doesn't matter, though. Okay, so we have this here. And what this is going to be, then, we'll lift this up a couple of layers. Let's do that now. This is fun, like thinking up our own technology. Copy. Paste. 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 Okay. Maybe one day they'll use our idea for real. Maybe they'll think, why didn't we think about doing it this way? This is a much better and faster way of purifying water. I doubt it. I think this is the middle line right here. So I'm just going to carve out a little notch out of there. Because what we want to have now is I want a channel that runs down the middle. So let's say 3 blocks from that notch. We'll keep up the middle here. I'll just carve that out. 3 blocks. Oops, set 48. 3 blocks there. 3 blocks here, set 48. So this is going to be where the water is then going to be pushed back and forth through filters that are going to divide this up. Let's just use a stone block for the moment. In fact, probably the best one would be like iron bars or something. Looks a little bit filterish. I know the water isn't going to quite rub up against it, but we might be able to do something cool with it. Okay, so like there'll be these sort of bars all the way down here, 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 and here, and they're all sort of different thicknesses, different filter sizes. So the water sloshes, gets pumped and sloshed back and forth, and all of the grit that gets filtered out will get pumped into these side portions, which can then be used, if they're rocks and stones, they can be used for agriculture and roads and stuff like that, all the little gravelly parts. So we'll be able to collect that up, hopefully on either side. We might have to carve away a little bit of the mountain. And then the water You know, it'd probably be a good idea to take one side away. Man, nah, because I like the symmetrical feel of these things. No, it doesn't need to be completely symmetrical. We're going to have a nice amount of symmetricality over here. This backside doesn't need to be. Right, what I'm thinking then is removing this. Because we don't need two sides to be able to put this gravel in and from the filtering. Set air. So that these take out the large waste, bottles and stuff like that. This takes out gravel and all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to want to take out the particles, right? Or do all the particles come out in there, shall we say? The salt and all the other minerals that we don't want. Bacteria. No, we'll put it into a boiling facility. A boiling water will get rid of any bacteria and stuff, won't it? So gravel goes in that side. We'll have a way to get around there. And then the water is going to come out of here. We'll make it a natural pipe, but for the moment we'll just do that. And this is then going to go into a furnace, a giant furnace. We'll need a big stack out the top for exhausts and stuff like that. I don't want to do it round. I don't want to do it square. I think we're going to do this one an L shape, just to keep the buildings all a little bit different. It does need to be relatively large, though. Oops. So let's do it like... I've gone too far. Like this. Ooh, too far. I don't want to get too close to that. I want to be able to sort of either drive or walk around at least. Lovely. Too far again. Okay, so this is where it gets boiled. It then gets finished up here and pumped out. So that can be where it's boiled, and then it's collected up in here and pumped out to the city. So then we can get some pipes coming off here that go underground, and that's what disperses it off into the city. Or should we have its own? We haven't really got room for another building, have I? I don't want to add any more grass off here. I like the size of this area. No. So then we have the pump there. Perfect. I think that's a pretty good plan that we've got here. Set out for next episode where we can then start building upon this. If you've got any more ideas, then let me know down in the comment section below. I think we've got a technology that is at least plausible and will look like what we want it to be when it's all built. And we shall see you guys in the next episode.